Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do just answer a girl's question. She sent me the question and she sent me pictures of her presses or cupboards where she kept her food, and she just went, I'm so overwhelmed. People keep telling me make a list of everything that's in your pantry so you can shop it from home. I just don't know where to start. So I suppose the reason I'm doing a video response is I am probably one of the more lazier people. I will not list everything that's in my pantry. I'll have a fair idea what's in there, but I won't list everything that's in there. So I just wanted to show you the way I do it, and it's sort of a bit like the lazy man's way of doing it, but it works for me, so maybe it'll work for you. So hang on till I show you what I do. So when I open the pantry or the cupboard where I keep my food, I am overwhelmed. There's so much stuff in there that really I'm sort of looking going, if I was to take all that out, that will wreck the counters, then I have to clean the kitchen, then, and your mind starts spiraling, right? That's how my mind goes, right? So what I do is, and this is, I don't know if this will help people or it'll confuse people even more, is I don't look at, we say things like jam, chocolate spread. So I call that the fluff food. That's the food, yeah, that'll make something tastier or nicer, but it's really not essential. If I'm trying to cut back, it is not essential. If I run out of chocolate spread, so what we got there, we've got a crunchy chocolate spread. So if I run out of that, well, I wouldn't because I don't eat it, but Carl, and he says to me, Mom, there's no chocolate spread. Okay, but there's cheese. Have a cheese sandwich instead, and put the chocolate spread on a list on the fridge so I know we need it. And if there's room in the budget next week, I will add it to it. But if there isn't, no one's going to die because they couldn't get chocolate spread. All right. So down here we say chutney, chocolate spreads, fried crispy onions. They're not all essential to a meal, so I don't list them. What I do list is things like rice. There's the other rice, sauces, and pasta. Cereal, if your kids eat cereal, if that's what they have for breakfast and that's your staple for breakfast, go ahead and list it. Porridge. For me personally, soups. Soups are what I use for lunch most days. I'm a soup person. What else did I be writing down? Jars of carrots. Do I write down the gravy, the peppercorn sauce, things like that? No. It enhances a meal. It doesn't make a meal. Pasta, rice, cereal, porridge, they make meals. So that's what you're writing down. And I wouldn't be pulling that out. Just have a look and see. Now, my sauces I keep in a container. Easy to look through. And I will, if I have a protein, so some sort of meat, some sort of tofu, anything like that, I will then look for a sauce to make it more appetizing. And I would have a knowledge of what sauces are in there. Do I write them down? Sometimes I do, most times I don't. But you're looking for the big things that can make a meal. So that's your pasta, cereal, porridge, breakfast covered, lunch covered, soups, lunch covered, beans. Just things that you know. So don't go pulling out stuff. Just look for main things. And the same thing will apply to your freezer. Do I write down what's in my freezer? If it's, when I used to have the chest freezer, the thought of pulling everything out of that freezer used to freak the crap out of me. So what I used to do was I'd say, okay, there's 7 days in a week. Have I got 7 proteins, that it's 7 meats, or I keep saying proteins, but you know what I mean, meat. Have I got 7 meats that I can put into dinners? I would write them down and build my meal plan around that. Would I write down ice creams or desserts that are in there? No. I might mentally make note and go, oh my God, there's ice cream in there. We can have dessert on Sunday. We're going to have, or there's a strudel, a frozen strudel. Well, I'll take that out for Sunday. But I'm not going to write it down, because if no one has strudel, no one's going to die. If you forget there's ice cream or you run out of ice cream, no one, yeah, kids might be a bit upset going, hey, there's no ice cream. Get over it. You know, your budget is your budget, and this is where you have to get tough. But it doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to list everything that you have initially. As time goes on, and you'll see when I'm working my way down through that cupboard and stuff, I can organise it a bit better. But initially I don't have to do that. Just literally look for your meals for that week, and maybe pull them aside in your freezer, clear a bit of space for them, pull them aside in your cupboard. But you don't have to take everything out. You don't have to list everything. That whole overwhelming experience doesn't need to be there. Start small. And I'll show you how I've done mine for this week for the week shop. So this is how I did it. Okay, so literally I have, it's actually a letter I received, but I'm writing on it because it's a crap letter. So I literally wrote down, did I write down that I had ice creams or anything like that in the freezer? No, I didn't. I literally wrote down anything that's of importance to my meal plan, which is the quarter bag of chips. I have some fish fillets. I have 4 burgers. I have 2 bags of carrots, a half a bag of mixed veg, 3 pork chops, 2 pizzas, a portion of diced chicken, and 2 chicken burgers. That is what I have in my freezer. So from that, I am then going to go, okay, so what am I going to use that I don't need to buy? So, sorry, you'll have to bear with me because it's all written on bits. I didn't realise I was going to sit down and do this, right? So, what I've got here is, these are the meals I've come up with. Burger, chips and carrots. I have all that in my freezer. Full stop, don't need anything for that. Fish, baked potato, and peas. Sorry, I don't know why this won't focus. And peas. I don't have, or boiled potatoes. Sorry, I do have the boiled potatoes. I have the fish. I don't have peas. So up here, somewhere on my list, I wrote peas. Did I? Now, see, they're getting my looking. Yeah, mushy peas. Okay. So then we've got chicken. I saw curry sauce. Just let's double check. I saw curry sauce in my pantry. Medium curry sauce. I have the chicken in the freezer. So we've got chicken, curry sauce, rice. Again, don't need anything to buy for that. Pork chops, I have that. Turnip, I have that. Mash, I don't have any mashed potatoes, so I need to buy mash. That goes on my list up here. Then we've got pizza and chips for Carl. I don't eat really pizza, so I'm going to look at buying a lasagna for myself, actually, I think, because he doesn't eat lasagna. So while he's doing that, I'll have my lasagna. And mince and spaghetti bolognese. I have no mince. So yeah, so then I went back and I went cereal. I need cereal for Carl, chips, because we're having chips with according to this, 1 dinner. Oh no, 2 dinners. Okay, and I've only got a quarter of a bag left. So we need chips. I need baked potatoes. Well, I'm actually going to get 2 baked potato sized, like big potatoes. Onion, I need the onion granules. I actually ran out of that. So then we've got mushy peas and mince. What's next? Burger buns. I have the burgers, don't have the buns. So that's how I make up my list. So you can see, you don't have to pull everything out like they're saying. So here, as I said, I wrote down what was in the freezer. I also wrote down what was in the fridge and pantry. So I know we've rice, pasta, curry sauces, bolognese sauce, tin veg, hot dogs, a block of cheese, eggs. I have a turnip. I have a small bag of potatoes. I've got par-baked rolls. I've got half a pack of sliced cheese left and a half a pack of cold meat. So I know that. So when I'm making up my meals, that is what I'm working off. You don't have to list everything that's in, and I know it's very overwhelming and it's very hard when you don't know where to start, but that is what I would do. I would find your proteins or your bits, and then if there's anything like we're going to have a spaghetti bolognese, I don't have mince, and I put it on my list, so it gives you a clear what you can and can't use. Now I know still in the freezer we still have those 2 burger buns, chicken burgers. They might come in for a lunch one day. I don't know. But yeah, so that's how I do it. So now I'm going to go to the shops and I'm going to buy what's on my list. I hope that helps. I know it's very overwhelming when you open a freezer, especially a chest freezer. It's not so bad that I have now got the little drawers, because I can see easier what's in them. But I know when you have a chest freezer and someone says to you, write down everything that's in your freezer to give you, so overall you know what's there. And you're looking, you're thinking, I have to pull all this stuff out, but if I pull all this stuff out, it means it's going to go everywhere. And then when it goes everywhere, I have to tidy all that up. And all of a sudden your brain is going, do you know what, just forget it, just buy what you need to buy. But what I would say to you is root through and just pull out meats that you know you're going to use. And maybe put them in a bag, put them on the top, let everything else settle down. And then the next week you might dig a little bit deeper. And as you get through it, it'll sort of sort itself out. But as I said, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the packet of biscuits in the back of the cupboard, or the ice creams, or the frozen cakes you have, or whatever you have. That's the filler, the jams, the honey. Yeah, it's lovely on bread or on toast or whatever. But if you're looking and you forget the bread, well, it's great having all these fillers, but you can't make dinners or lunches out of them. So you need stuff that, yeah, they mightn't handle. You might have cheese like I have at the moment. I've got some cottage cheese there. I'll probably have that with some chutney. But I wouldn't eat the chutney on its own. I have to have the cheese in. So it's just getting where you're only actually looking at the bigger stuff. And then the smaller stuff will work itself down. So yeah, I hope this helps. I'm just rambling, but I hope this helps you, that you don't feel so overwhelmed doing it. Just look at the big stuff. Look at your carbs, look at your protein, look at your veg. Try and just get all them, and then anything after that is filler. That's how I look at it. But as I said, I tend to take the lazy way of doing it, but it works for me. So hopefully it'll help you in some way.